Hello beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having an awesome day, and today's video is part 2 of my decluttering. So I do declutters every 3 months. Part 1 will be linked down below, and for April declutter I'm going to be decluttering my palettes in this video. So because I do these so often, I don't declutter 50% of my collection or anything. I really just narrow it down to what I think I'm actually going to get a lot of use out of and all that good jazz. So please don't ask me to send you anything that makes me really uncomfortable. I'll leave my Depop link down below. I'm also going to give a bunch of stuff away to friends and stuff and donate anything that's brand new. But mostly the stuff that I donated was done in the beginning of part 1. You just didn't see me do that process. But yeah, let's get into it. I love declutters. They're so much fun. They're like so relaxing to film because things I will do anyways, and I don't know. Let's get into it. Alright! So we're doing palettes now. Firstly, these are my 2 palette drawers, and then I have some palettes in here with some craft stuff. So we're gonna start with this one first. These are just a couple big palettes I have. They don't fit in anything, and as always I said I'm not gonna declutter like all my palettes or anything. That's not realistic. So I'm definitely keeping these even though they're so tall when you stand them up. They're the Glam Light Pizza palettes. We have the Veggie Lovers right here, which I love greens. And then we have the Meat Lovers, which I've only used once so far, but the colors are stunning. Like the metallics in these shades are beautiful. So I'm going to keep both of my pizza palettes for now. Next up we have the Alien palette by Jeffree Star. 1000% keeping this. I love it. When my hair is like plum purple, this is the perfect eyebrow shade for me. And yeah. Even though it wasn't my color scheme when I first got the palette, I still love the quality. And now that it is more of my color scheme, like all up in here loving this thing so much. After that is I like wanted this and I talked about it for like a month and I kept doing like I pre-ordered and everything. The Glam Light Cake palette. I know I'm not going to use it. I keep it in the box because it's the cutest oven. I wanted it for the box, honestly, it seems like. The cake palette itself is so stunning and so beautiful. But I don't know if I'll use it. I used it once for that look. I did a video with it. And I don't know if I'll use it again. So this is going to go on my maybe pile just because I don't need to keep it just because it's adorable. But it is adorable. It's the cutest, but I don't need to keep it for that reason. I'll put it in the maybe pile just because I do really like it. After that we have the Bloodlust palette from Jeffree Star. Honestly, I don't know why we even bring up Jeffree Star palettes. I'm going to keep all of them. So they're good for video references for me. The other 2 palettes I have in here is Jeffree Star's Blue Blood, which is one of my favorites as far as the formula. There's only 2 shades in here I don't like. I used to like be obsessed with this. I don't really use it as much anymore. And then a palette I never reached for, but the quality is amazing, is Blood Sugar. Blood Sugar. So that's this drawer. We didn't declutter anything, but there wasn't that many in here. Well, the cake's in the maybe pile. Maybe that counts as decluttering. I don't know yet. Alright, next up my 2 actual palette drawers. Well, bam, this is like kind of my go-tos, I guess, more reached for ones, or like my newer ones, it seems like. So in the first here like thing we have a Gemini from Melt. Never getting rid of that. The Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag. Love the neutral side of this palette, honestly. Here's what I'm conflicted about. Born to Run from Urban Decay. I decluttered this before and then I purchased it again off Poshmark because I missed it. And I'm not reaching for it. What a dumb person to keep buying this. I bought the palette again and I'm still not using it. Maybe pile. Maybe pile. Because I bought it again. Like, I obviously wanted it. I obviously missed it. But I'm not using it. Okay. We haven't decluttered anything yet. But it's okay. It's okay. The first thing I'm decluttering. Uoma Black Magic Allure palette. I bought this from their website. I tried it once. I don't like it. Just the glitters don't feel right to me, and the one is like normally shimmery shade is just subtle, so I don't care about this. Like the color scheme is everything, but I have other green formulas and yellows that I like more, so I'm decluttering the Uoma after trying it once. Alright, after that we have the Black Moon Orb of Light palette. I don't like the packaging, it feels cheap. It's an all matte palette. I never use an all matte palette, but since this is new to me, I'm going to give it another like couple chances. I really like the matte formula. Well, obviously they're all matte. The formula is amazing, but it's all matte, so it's like not something I reach for all the time, but since it's new, I'm going to keep using it for a while, see how I like it. Never in a million years am I going to get rid of my Tartelette in Bloom. I use it all the time. I love it so much. It's so boring, but I love it. Alter Ego Goddess palette, my most used Alter Ego palette. You can use code Porcelain to save money off this already affordable palette. Yay! It's great. I don't know. I love it so much. Another Alter Ego palette that I love a lot is the Alter Ego Daydream palette, which is a dupe for the Tasha Denona. That was the Tasha Denona Gold. This is Huda Beauty New Nudes dupe. I really like it. I haven't been using these colors lately, but I still use it enough where I'd want to keep it. I'm going to declutter the Sun Queen Cosmetics palette because it's 1000% my color scheme, yellows and greens, but I have not reached for it yet, and it's been sitting here for a while, so I don't think I'm going to, so I will be decluttering this palette. Alright, oh, this freaking palette. I need to make a video on it. I wanted to make a dedicated review on it before I like kept using it, but the second I had it in my hands, I can't stop using it. I use it every day since I've had it. So, the Decor de Rosa palette from Sigma, it's new. I even have this little sleevey thing in here still. I can just throw that away technically. You guys, I'm not much of like a warm eyeshadow person, but oh my god. Should I make a review on it? I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm going to make a review on it. If you guys want a review on this palette, let me know down below, please. Oh my gosh, there's so many things about this that I wasn't expecting. I thought it was just a regular warm eyeshadow palette, but once you see it in person, like especially this shade and stuff is so unique. I am never going to declutter this. I mean, maybe one day, but I'm not decluttering anytime soon. I'm just putting things in here after we talk about them because I don't care. I'm honestly not decluttering that much so far. We decluttered 2 and 2 in a maybe pile. That's not great. Lunar Beauty Greek Goddess keeping. This is for my eyebrows right now. I've been using this shade and a little bit of this darker one to make my eyebrow color match my hair. It works. Never will I declutter the Moonspell palette. I love it for the aesthetics. My Bare Necessities palette from Colourpop, which I depotted and put in the Z palette, I'm going to keep as well. This palette, these are like my go-tos, so I don't really think I was going to get rid of much out of here anyways. Never will I get rid of the Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette. I'm almost hitting pan on this shade, which I'm very excited about doing that because I never hit pan. Androgyny from Jeffree Star shouldn't be in this front thing right here, but I didn't want my ex to have it, so my palette's back, but I'm going to put it back here when I can. And Conspiracy I'm going to keep obviously back here. We have the Jawbreaker palette from Jeffree Star. We have Jeffree Star's Morphe palette, Beauty Killer palette, and I'm going to stick Androgyny back here as well. After that, this is what I'm going to give to a friend. It was a gift and I wanted it so badly, but I don't reach for all matte palettes, so I haven't been reaching for this. But I do know someone who would enjoy this a lot more than me, so I'm going to declutter this one from Dose of Colors. You know I love mauves. Like, mauves are so good. People who don't like mauves, I don't get it. Alright, after that we have 2 Ofra palettes. These are 2 newer Ofra palettes. They're super cute. This first one is Sweet Dreams. Just looks like this. It has Pillow Talk in the inside. It's so pretty. I like Ofra's formula now. Their eyeshadow formula used to be like, meh. It's a little better now. Like, these 2 palettes are really good. But honestly, I don't... This one's the one I reached for more, but looking at the Bare Necessities palette I just reached for, I'm going to declutter both of these. They're really pretty though. Here's where I have conflicting feelings. I don't want to support Storybook Cosmetics, but this formula is phenomenal. I'm going to keep it, but it's so bulky and I don't want to support the brand, but the formula is so good in this. But if I depot it, then I'll never remember what it's from. So I'm going to keep this for now. It's the Robin Hood palette. It came in a boxy charm. After that, this is new to me, but I've used it like 3 times so far, and I really like it. It's the Topaz Obsessions by Huda Beauty. It's really nice. I love the orangey shade in here. The only thing is, like, these 2 shades, they come off darker on the lid than you think they do. After that, we have the Pony Effect from Stylevana. It's like a little dupe for a Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to keep this as well. Actually, I don't need it technically. It's a nice travel palette, but I don't see myself going anywhere. So I'm going to declutter this one. If I really wanted it, I could use like the Tartelette Bloom for that similar kind of look. So far we have decluttered 6 palettes, and we have 2 in the maybe pile. Not the greatest, but you know, I'm trying. This one I'll probably get more declutters out of, honestly. So in the front here we have some little tiny Colourpop palettes. And I'm going to be brutal. Meant to Be palette. Maybe pile. I don't use mints that often, but I don't have any mint colors other than that one. I'm going, whew, I never reach for this. But the color scheme is like me, 1000%. It's the Proceed with Caution from Shayla and Colourpop. I'm going to keep this one. I never reached for it. Something just popped in here. Okay. Going Coconuts, keeping. Love this, and it's newer to me. I just bought it like way later than it came out. Honey, I'm going to keep for a staple yellow palette, but I don't really use it that often. I'll use like my Yes Please palette and stuff if I want a yellow, which I always want a yellow. The Smoke Show I'm going to keep just because it looks like there's a filter over the video, which is awesome. Should just keep the Meant to Be. I'm just going to keep Meant to Be. I'm going to keep all 5 of these little Colourpop palettes. Yeah. Oops. Okay, more palettes on this side. Lethal Cosmetics Dreamscape. I'm going to keep. It's really nice quality. The shimmers are so good. Mini Controversy, because it's Jeffree Star and shade. I'm obviously keeping. I'm going to keep the Mini Breaker as well. It's also really good yellowy, goldy, orangey shades. Dido Sunshine shade. It's really pretty. I'm only going to keep one of these Didos. Just looking at it, I'm going to keep the Eco Earth. This one's so beautiful though, but do I need, just the same thing as the Shayla palette I just kept. So I'll keep both of these and I'll get rid of the Colourpop and Shayla palette. The Proceed with Caution. I'll get rid of this one because it's basically the same color scheme as this palette and I don't need both of them. I'm going to declutter the Folklore Crystal palette. It's really pretty, but it's also really random. So I'm going to declutter that one. It performs really nicely, though. And the Max of the Makeup Ready Set Summer palette, I'm also going to declutter. I'm an affiliate, but I never reach for this color scheme. I feel like it's a little random, but it's so cute. And it's such a good formula, but it's random. The Pat McGrath Mothership, I'm going to keep this as a gift. I can't believe. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. The glitters are like kind of fallouty though, which is weird. Here's where I have conflicting feelings. Obviously, I'm going to keep my Edward Scissorhands palette from Sugar Pill. Over my dead body am I getting rid of that? Are you kidding me? Bright Lights. This is the thing. If I get rid of the Cake palette, I have to keep this palette because I need that bright, bright green. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the Cake palette and I'm going to get rid of this Pinky Rose one. I've really been keeping this for that green. I'm going to declutter this one. The Cake palette takes up so much more room than this one does. But I feel like I'd be more likely to reach into that. So I'm going to get rid of the Pinky Rose Bright Lights. And I'm going to keep the Center Stage palette from Pinky Rose because it's gorgeous. And when Riley Rose stores were still like a regular thing, that's where I got it from and I was very excited to be there. Feelings, the feelings, the feelings. I have so many good feelings about the the Gingerbread Spice palette. But I haven't been reaching for it. And then we have the Extra Spicy, which was a gift from Elnegs, which I appreciate. And I see if I look at the palettes side by side, which one would I use more? Or do I need to keep the collection of both of them? This one seems like one I'd reach for more. But these have like better shimmer colors in it. Crap. This is hard. I'm just gonna keep them. I hate doing that. I hate like being like, ooh, do I need either one of these? And then I keep both of them. Really, if I keep this one, it's for that Gumdrop pink shade. And I know I have other pinks. Oh, this green shade's really pretty too, though. Alright, what I'm gonna I don't know what I'm gonna do. This has better shimmers in it. This has more mattes in it. I'm just gonna keep them both. We do these every 3 months, so if I don't reach for them, then I'll get rid of them. It's just too hard of a decision right now. Feels like a cop-out. I feel like I'm not doing very well. Enchanted palette by Sigma, 1000% keeping. It is gorgeous. It's like a beautiful, like, mystical wedding day makeup. Colored Rain Queen of Hearts, I'm going to keep. I never reach for this anymore, honestly. But it's, like, iconic. Here's where we have problems. I have a hard time getting rid of Colourpop stuff. I've gotten rid of so many Colourpop things. I'm going to declutter this one. The Disney Designer. I'm keeping it for these neutrally toppy shades, but I have the Bare Necessities palette that I would probably reach for more. So I'm going to get rid of Midnight Masquerade from Disney and the Colourpop. I don't even know why I bought that palette. It looked just like the other Disney palette they had originally. Okay. So let's do these. I'm gonna declutter the Millie Rose palette. They have a warm one and a cool one. I'm just gonna give this to a friend. This one was PR, so I feel like I can give this to someone who would like it more. I have a donate box that, like, I'm gonna give to people I know, so that's what I'm gonna put this one in. I'm going to declutter the Milani palette from Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper, the Hot, Cool, and Vivacious. Yeah. I reviewed this. You guys know. I just didn't like it. I'm going to declutter the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Rose. Or Moroccan... Is it Moroccan Rose? Moroccan Spice. There's nothing spicy about this palette. Used it once. I don't like it. Here's more feelings. Alright. Dragon Child by Makeup Monsters, which is now Menagerie. It's a great special effects palette, so I'm going to keep it for that reason. But it's not like an everyday go-to palette for me. I'm going to keep that for that. Yes Please palette, you're never gonna take this away from me. I love the Yes Please palette. It's my favorite Colourpop palette. I'm going to declutter the Sailor Moon one. It's just, if I'm going to reach for a pastel palette, this is not it. I would have reached for the Pastel Goth, but I believe I decluttered that a long time ago. But I'm not going to reach for this, ever. After that, we have my love, Flutterby. We're never decluttering her. She's a beautiful, cool tone palette. We have another, oh, I know. Oh. Thought I had another Yes Please palette. I don't know what to do with that. These are some Sugar Pill shadows. I'm just going to keep these. They're very random, but they're cute. Sahara by Alter Ego. Again, use code Porcelain. Love this one. Great palettes. Aurora is newer to me. This is actually not my favorite one just because there's a lot of red. But it's good for reference. I kept all of my Alter Ego palettes except the one that was a dupe for Sultry. I just didn't need that one in my life. But all the rest of them I have. NYX Ultimate. I'm going to declutter this one. Just give it to a friend because I don't think anyone's going to, like, want a drugstore palette really. So I'm going to give it to someone who would use it more. If this one had a bright green in it other than this green, that would have kept that one over the cake palette probably. Let's see. I'm going to declutter the Stellar palette because I'll use it once for the video. I'm not a fan. After that we have, let's just pull these out. Alright, Through My Eyes palette from Colourpop. I love this. I'm really bad at these angles today. I love this. So, she's not going anywhere. Oh, wait. I just looked at this, like, orangey color scheme. I just saw the same color scheme in the Extra Spicy palette from Too Faced. We're ignoring that. It's very similar color scheme, except for the blue. I'm going to declutter the Come As You Are palette from Carity. It's really cool color scheme. I love the grunginess to it, but I have other mattes that I prefer more, and their shimmers are kind of subtle, so I'm going to part ways with this one. But the fact that there's a shade named Gwen in here makes me want to keep it, because I love Gwen Stefani. Alright, Sweater Weather palette from Max With The Makeup, I'm going to declutter as well. I feel bad getting rid of my Max With The Makeup palettes. They're like really great indie brands and stuff, but I haven't been reaching for it, and I don't need to keep things I'm not using, so that one can go too. Obviously, I'm going to keep my Thirsty. We're not decluttering Jeffree Star palettes. I'm not a crazy person. Friendcation from Dose of Colors, keeping this shade though. No base pigment to it, but it's so metallic and lovely. Conflicting Feelings. This is a pretty decent palette. I did a 3 looks on palette on the Smoky Glow and Midas Cosmetics palette. It's just so pink for me. This shade is beautiful. This nutty shade is beautiful. I'm going to keep this for now, but I don't really use pink palettes. And it's very pink. So I'm going to keep this for now, but it'll probably be on the chopping block next time we do a declutter. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this Miracle palette from Glamlight because I never used it. I love Glamlight. Even my new Glamlight order, when they had lashes on sale, I ordered a bunch of more stuff from them. But I feel like the only shade I really want to use in here is this shade. It looks just like the Bacon shade from my Pizza Slice palette. So I'm going to declutter a Miracle. Never used it. Feels wasteful, but, you know. I'm never going to declutter the Deep Sea Luster palette. Oh, this Kaleidos palette, they need to bring this back. I've never seen such beautiful duochrome shimmers that are so smooth and pigmented my entire life. And back here we have, we have 3 Kaleidos little palettes. I'm going to keep these as well. So this is the Futurism Turquoise, Electro Turquoise. I love that one. This one's my favorite, the Astro Pink. And then we have Cyber Bronze. I'm going to keep all 3 of these little Futurism palettes, and I put them back here because it's just easier. So we decided to keep the Cake palette. This is the only other thing in my maybe pile. And I'm just going to keep it for now. I don't want to regret this again. Since I already bought it twice, I'm not going to regret this again. So I'm going to see if I can get more use out of this. We kept the Cake palette. And here's how many we decluttered. So we decluttered 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We decluttered 20 palettes, which is really good. I feel like that's progress. I really feel like I did poorly, but like a lot of these are like Jeffree Star, or I use them. So we decluttered 20 palettes. I'm surprised it's that many. It doesn't feel like it's that many. But yeah, I'm going to list a bunch of these in my Depop, things like this. I'm going to give to friends. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I feel like I did good. 20 seems like a lot, and it doesn't look like that many. I feel like, how many palettes do I actually own? If that's how many I declutter and still feel okay about it. I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.